I don't care about nobody's political opinions too much. Not a single person on this earth. I care about political education. I care about political impact. But please believe you are never going to see me standing and or defending political takes from a celebrity, aside from just doing content about it. What is interesting though, what I do care about is it allows for opportunity to remind us of certain things. The reason why I'm somewhat hesitant to put MAGA on Chili, I'm gonna say 60-40 she MAGA, because it's too much smoke to the fire. But the thing about MAGA period, but especially black MAGA, is that they love to stand 10 tones down in the shit. Black MAGA niggas, that is their personality. Like the Hodge twins, Jesse Lee Peterson, Myron Gaines, the hardcore trash pandas, the hardcore nighttime rodents. The whole purpose of that is to be a contrarian, drawing attention to yourself, to be an agitator. These are people who, for whatever reason, they have a genuine desire for, I don't want to call it humiliation kink because I don't want to disrespect people's kinks like that, but they love, it's trolling for the grift.
See, this is why I'm covering this. Now, FD Signifier, he's respected by a large group of black Americans who like his content and they think he's a good voice or a voice for reason in a leftist type of ideology world, right? So that's what it is. That's what, and they like the guy. And I'm not gonna say I watch him enough to say he's either grifting. So I'm not gonna say he's a grifter, right? But I'm gonna say this. I've been watching him long enough to know he knows that there's grifting on both sides of the equation. And when you are someone like FD Signifier that has all these degrees, I remember one video he was naming all his credentials. Well, you're smart enough to know that the grift goes both ways. You're smart enough to know that a lot of these black folks that talk all this and hey, the liberals, you're smart enough to know they're full of shit. You can see through that as well as performative and theatrical. This reflexive, everybody want to be hood when Jasmine Crockett came on the scene. I got people that never use curse words in their content, suddenly becoming cussing like sailors. Everybody turned into Samuel L. Jackson with dropping the MF bombs and FUs. When before Jasmine Crockett, none of them were doing it. If I see that, if I saw this trendiness of these black progressives doing this, I know FD Signifier saw it. So now I'm not here to say you grifted, but if you are a person calling out grifted and you're only calling it out over here and you ain't got no smoke, now I know you'll call out Maxine Waters and Al Sharpton, but when you call out people a little closer to your demographic, when you call out the people that I call out, besides Al, besides Clyburn, them is easy. See, these people are critics of convenience. It's convenient to go after Candace Owens. It's convenient to go after the Hodge twins. It's convenient. Jesse Lee Peterson, what are we even talking about? He's a cartoon character. You really believe these people are real? These people are actors. Myron Gaines is an actor. You can't be that stupid without doing it intentionally for a purpose. It's impossible. You don't think that Charlamagne the God is that an actor? You don't think that, I don't know, a number of these people aren't actors? You don't think Amanda Seales isn't laying it on thick? Huh? That's it. Are we going to sit here? Now, I know you would roast Jaguar, right? But where your roast Jaguar left? See, this is a problem. That's what I got an issue with. It's this focus. And now we got the night rodents. And the night rodents. And don't get me twisted, man. I do not rock with them conservative sellout types. They're playing to that stereotype who grift and grift, who blame black people for everything except the color blue. I do not ride with them at all. But I recognize there is also a similar, there's a flip side to the coin. And on that coin, that other side of the coin, it sits the native land pod. It sits all of those grifters on the other side of that damn coin. The Andrew Gilliams, the Angela Rise, all rise, Angela Cry. Yeah, all of that. That's sitting over there. The Tamika Boomshika, the Tamika making money, Tamika Mallory. The Masan money machine maker. Like, these people are all doing the same thing. If they didn't come in with the intention, along the way they figure out the game. They figure out the game. And they are playing the game. So when I'm seeing FT Signifier roast the easiest low-hanging fruit imaginable, I start thinking, well, maybe this guy. You know, I guess you just need content. Everybody needs to live indoors. But I'm just thinking, when you got 3 degrees and you got all this paper from doing, you know, when you're the guy like you don't need to do this. You don't need to dumb down your content and call people rodents. You know, a segment about rodents because Chili gay the Trump campaign. You don't see the Biden campaign as being equally shitty, if not more shitty. You don't see that. Did you see the Kamala campaign? Like, just imagine if black people held Biden and Kamala's campaigns to the same level of scrutiny and disgust that you did the Trump campaign, then I wouldn't have nothing to say. But you never do. For some reason, you act like there's a difference between who is shit when they're both shitty. One wanted open borders, one wants, what does Trump want? I don't know. What do you want? Oh, the NDI. Yeah, we want the primary we were not the primary beneficiaries of DI anyway. Not even close to it. Not even the top 10 of beneficiaries for DEI as black men. Let's keep it a buck, okay? But you got a whole lot of disrespect. Oh no, critical race theory. As if as if the average working class black person gives a shit. This is my problem with FT Signifier. When you got all these degrees and you're a smarty-arty type brother, well then you can't pretend not to be smart enough to know better. So that means you are picking and choosing and you are covering for other people for your own advancement. And that sucks. And that may not be rodent or Sambo soldier activity, but it's adjacent. It's sitting right there on rodent corner. It's on Coon Corner, right? You go down, you make a left, go down to the stop sign, make a left, and swing by, go 4 houses down, you'll see some Sambo soldiers on the corner. Now, don't stop there, but go right across the street. And that's where FT Signifier and all the other folks, like, it's other ones. It's other ones. I can't think of them right now. Who are real selective. This selective outrage is pathetic, fam. That's all. Let's keep going, man. Let's keep going.
Kanye was doing it, it was all for attention. We have to keep remembering that those people get an outsized amount of attention. Whenever you get people like this, I reckon my bow tie. Like, I don't know who this is, right? But I recognize this dude's face. And these people, they show up to these events, they wear their costumes, and they just troll.
Now look, man. See what I'm saying? Now, folks, family, I'm old enough, and so is FT Signifier. We're old enough to remember Mary J. Blige serenading Hillary Clinton. How many people remember that? That's far more disgusting or embarrassing, wasn't it? Than this guy, no one knows, with probably not 2 coins to rub together that he had before he started this grift on Trump. And then he got invited to the White House. We know why he did it. Baby, hey, what are you doing? Come here. Oh, no, back on. You don't have any pants on. Yeah, you don't have no pants on. Come say hello.
Hello.
You gotta come over here. Let me put my baby on screen, y'all. My bad. Okay, so that's the camera right there. See that right there? That's the camera. You wave at that camera, say hello.
Hello.
Tell them what your name is.
My name is Nadia.
Her name is Nadia. And she's amazing. This is my baby girl right here. Mwah. Okay, baby. Tell them to have a good night right over there.
Good night.
Okay, baby. Love you, baby. Be careful. My other baby may come down because she wanted to, but she didn't have pants on. I can't do that. I don't know who watching. I don't want no problems. Yeah, back to my point here about little squirrel dude here. This guy. Listen, man. So after Signifier wants to call out this guy, no one knows, who's probably didn't have any money at all, was broke as hell, and has built a career somehow or a lane in the last 8 years or so of talking about Trump. And that to him is life-changing. We have celebrities, black celebrities, who did worse for Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, Joe Biden. And they had real jobs and careers and money and millions of dollars in the bank. And they were grifting. See what I'm saying? Like, I don't agree with his name is Terrence. I don't agree with what Terrence is doing. Don't get it twisted. I'm not making excuses for him. But he's a guy who was making content on the internet who was broke, right? Who ended up catching the eye of Republicans and able to make content and make money. And that's been his ticket. As opposed to now, do you hold him more accountable than you hold, I don't know, throw a rock and hit Willie D in the head? What about Willie D? What about Plies? What about D.L. Hughley? These are all people that made millions of dollars. They were already making money. What about the guy, the football player over there that's always, we have to be intentional in our thinking. Ryan Clark, intentional in our thinking. I mean, for every Ocho Cinco and every, I hate to say it, what's Fat Bastard's name? For every Jason Whitlock, there's 10 black liberals doing the same shit, but doing it for the other side, and you guys don't have any smoke at all for them. None. That's what I'm complaining about. That's the problem, FD. And if we can have a conversation about it, I'm sure you will see where I'm coming from. So I'm not here to just look. I'm not here to dump on you. I'm sure there are things that you said in other videos. Like I liked your Tyler Perry video, for instance. I did watch that. But on this topic, fam, nah, man, I gotta say, I think it's a disgusting narrative to paint that the only sellouts or that the primary sellouts are Terrence and the Hodge twins. And in fact, let me keep this a buck. Terrence, the Hodge twins, Jesse Lee Peterson, dude with the bad headline, the other guy that talks like this, and I think that, but no emotion. His whole point is to be as reserved and want to be the opposite of the way black people behave and talk. I want to make sure that I use my words, my dictation here to be, whatever his name is. Something Randall or something Randy, I don't know his name. The point is, those people are talking to white people. Yeah, those Republican conservative sellouts, they're talking to white people. They're not trying to fool black people. They're not lying to black people. They're lying for white people for the benefit of white people's egos. The black people that they influenced were lost. They were in a sunken place. Now, when the whisperers on the Democratic Party side of the fence, when those sellouts are talking, they're talking to black people. They're misleading other black people. It's a totally different thing. So you want the person that's selling drugs to the whites and the person that's selling drugs to the blacks. And considering where black people are financially, politically, I don't think you have a hard time determining which is more detrimental to our community. And where we are positioned right now in this country, and all that we need to do, who's really working against us? Was it Candace Owens? Huh? Is that really the problem? Don't get it twisted. I've come to this recognition. I made this recognition. I figured this out recently. Because I make content on Candace Owens and a whole lot of them. Officer Tatum, some others whose names are not worth mentioning. You know what I'm saying? But, it's a lot of them, right? But how dangerous, how damaging are they really? I mean, think about it. How damaging was D.L. Hughley? Way more damaging. Way more destructive. Because he makes black people listen to him. Black people pay attention to what he says. That makes sense? So yeah, FD, get at me, fam. We could have a conversation about it. Yeah. Maybe you won't have, a problem with the conversation that's rooted in that. Yeah. I think that's all he has to say. I think that's a solid point, fam.
Now, there are true believers. I think Candace Owens is a true believer. There's 3 types of black MAGA. Type 1 MAGA is just a really dumb nigga. Just a dumb asshole who don't read, who don't know shit, and don't get no consequences for how stupid they are. So that's the Nick Cannon bucket. I'm gonna say 4 types. And that's a big chunk. Well, so first off, let's understand, when we're talking about black MAGA.
See what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. I got no problems, but I do have problems with it. Because of all the reasons I just explained. But if you know that this list could be far more reaching, and it could extend. What is this? What makes you wrote it? And that doesn't apply. Like, to me, if you're going to call Tim Scott a wrote it, you got to call Cory Booker a wrote it. And if you don't, maybe you're the wrote it. Let me say that on the big screen. See, in my opinion, if you're going to call Tim Scott a wrote it or Sambo, you should be calling Cory Booker a wrote it or Sambo. Right? Because I think they're on par. And if you could go after Candace Owens, you should be able to go after Joy Reid. You're both doing the same deal. I don't know the difference. I don't see the difference. If neither one is doing the work for black people, and one side is actually lying to us, it is influencing us in a negative way to maintain a status quo that's damaging us. Why are y'all spending all your time going after MAGA? And what does that make you? What does it make you? All right.
MAGA in your head, whether they be famous or like just in your dorm room, at your school, at your job. These are people who are MAGA for pay. Now, mind you, they are amenable to MAGA ideology. For the most part, they just like the fact that they're getting money and attention off of being MAGA. This does not include Kanye. I'm gonna get to Kanye in a second. This is Amber Rose. This is Shuckin' and Jivin'. This is them. All day. This is Herman Cain. Hodge twins, y'all said.
Why is it not Jamel LaRue? Why is it not? Gosh, why is it not Leslie Jones? Yeah, why isn't Leslie Jones on that list? Could she talk like this? And she do all this when she talk? Cause she black? Why is she not on the list? See, that's the problem. Why is Whoopi not on that list? How could you have a list of sellouts and not include Whoopi? She has, but see, unlike these people, well, maybe Nicki Minaj is different. I don't know how much paper Amber Rose has. But you're throwing in people that have no money at all. You're lucky they don't have an OnlyFans channel. And you're not even going out to the big time. So Whoopi makes $20 million a year. Shucking and jiving. And what do you say about it? You don't include her on the list. I got a problem. I can't respect it. I can't respect it, y'all.
Catch Tim Black live on the most dangerous show in America, Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out on the real. Stay dangerous.